December 31, 2025. Punta na sa M. Lulier para Christmas ay merrier. Grand draw for Merry M. Leonario promo is on January 8, 2026. Per DTI Fair Trade Permit number FTEB 238749 series of 2025.
Minute Maid Nutri Plus. Help boost your immunity with 200% vitamin C together with proper diet and exercise. Minute Maid Nutri Plus. Help boost your immunity with 200% vitamin C together with proper diet and exercise.
Matatapos na ang taon, wala pa ring ipon.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry M. Leonario! Pwede kang maging milyonaryo ngayong Pasko! Mag-transact lang sa M. Lulier from October 5 to December 31, 2025. Punta na sa M. Lulier para Christmas ay merrier. Grand draw for Merry M. Leonario promo is on January 8, 2026. Per DTI Fair Trade Permit number FTEB 238749 series of 2025.
Minute Maid Nutri Plus. Help boost your immunity with 200% vitamin C together with proper diet and exercise. Minute Maid Nutri Plus. Help boost your immunity with 200% vitamin C together with proper diet and exercise.
DYKB Radio
DYKB Bacolod, mas pinalawak, mas pinalakas,
DYKB Radio Ginapahibalo sa mga tagpalamati nga mga opinyon, pananawan kag panindugan nga ginapalayag sa masunod nga palatuntunan, iya lamang kaugalingon sa mga natungdan nga tagwaragwag kag hindi bilang iya sang tagdumalahan sang RPN DYKB. Madamo gid nga salamat.
The majority.
Magkabunlak na ang paglaong sa syudad. Kay Alvi magayong liwan. I'll be the change for a better Bacolod. I'll be the change. I'll be it's fine. I'll be the change for a sense for Bacolod. May panahon na siya, isingit na mo. I'll be the change for a better Bacolod. I'll be the change. I'll be it's fine. I'll be the change for a sense for Bacolod. May panahon na siya, isingit na mo. I'll be the change. I'll be the change.
Nag-aaway ako kontra korupsyon sa konsiyo. I'm very consistent and vocal in fighting corruption sa konsiyo. In my 3 terms as city councilor, wala tagid ka magipabayan. I serve you with all honesty and integrity. I did not fail you. I serve you. Genuine public service halin sang una.
Malipayon nga Pasko kag mahamungayaon nga bagong tuig sa inyong tanan. Ini si Vice Mayor Gav Villasin sa siyudad sang Talisay, padayon sa serbisyo nga may tagipusoon.
But that's why what is important is to forgive and forget whatever nga may ma-differential ng isa-isa. And that is the only gift that you can give to me. Remember that. And that is what I am asking from each and every one of you. And I would like you to promise each and every one here.
Congressman Alfredo Abelardo Bantug Benitez, magandang araw po sa inyo. And thank you for joining us. But let me go back a few days in the past. You voted for Faustino the third. But before that, you abstained from voting for Romualdez. So what does that make you now? Where are you in the political spectrum of the House?
I'm now part of the majority because I voted for Speaker D, right? And when I abstained during the time of Speaker Martin Romualdez, no, I was considered independent. Okay, so but now I'm still independent,
Still independent.
as far as political parties are concerned, because I'm not associated with any political party. And at the same time, I am now part of the majority of the House of Representatives.
You're independent as far as political
Political
alliances are political parties are concerned, but not as far as alliances are concerned.
That's right.
So where do you situate yourself now? As an independent, politically, wala kang party, pero you are with, of course, the majority bloc.
That's right. Because I voted for the speaker. So, in the House kasi, may mga ano yan eh, may mga allocation ng mga political parties. So, the bigger the political parties,
You have the more allocations.
the more allocation
Wait,
they get.
wait,
So,
wait,
yung
be
mga-
careful when you say allocations kasi iba dating ngayon.
Well, the chairmanship. So, in other words, they're
So
given
you have to be careful with
more
that.
the selection of chairmanships that they can appoint.
Yeah. The chairmanships and the leadership positions, for example.
leadership
mga
positions.
majority
Tama
and
yan.
deputy speakers. Okay. So you're not going to be getting any of those. I know wala pang announcements as far as going down the line after the speaker. Wala pang announcements.
Wala pa, no?
What's
Kasi
going to
they'd
happen?
like to ensure na matapos muna yung budget process.
Mm-hmm.
Kasi ilang linggo na lang, di ba? We have to send it to the Senate. So if we start talking about changes in chairmanship, changes in positions, leadership, baka ma-delay yung budget.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll make sure that the budget is finished on time
Mm-hmm.
before we start talking about major changes in leadership selection.
But there's no concern at all na walang changes sa leadership ng committees. For example, the Appropriations Committee, considering that, of course, this is a carryover from the previous leadership.
Well, yes, but this is not the same as the former APRO chair.
As an 19th,
Hindi na si Zaldi
as
Cotto.
an
So
19th
this is
Congress.
totally new individual. And hindi lang yun. All budget hearings now are actually, they can be viewed publicly. Diba? So you can watch it sa Facebook. Wala nang tinatago. Okay? That's what the new leadership is trying to project.
Now, this is under Swansing.
Yes. Yeah,
Senator
Mr.
Swansing.
Swansing.
Actually, she also made quite a few announcements on reforms dun sa budget process. But I'll get to that later. I do also want to get your opinion about those proposed reforms in the budget process. Pero sir, ang dami kasing naiwan na question marks. Even with the replacement of Speaker of Valdez, ang dami pa mga pending eh. Zaldi was the biggest question mark that's been left pending. There are a lot of questions as to whether or not the Congress has the authority or the power to require him to come back. Does it?
I think Speaker D made the first step already. You know? He canceled the travel order. So he is expected to return because he has no more authority to travel. Whether he will do that or not, I do not know. But para siya yung missing key in
Basically,
all of this. Di ba? So everybody is pointing to him and he is probably has all the answers to our questions. So ngayon, ang question is accountability. Sino ba ang accountable? Sino ba dapat ang managot sa mga issues at sa mga problema that we are now discussing? And, well, you've heard the Senate, you've heard, well, sa House, wag na natin pag-usapan yung House kasi it seems to be that there's a cover-up happening with every time there's a hearing. It's not going towards the direction that we feel would be the right direction to take. No?
Wait, are you talking about the Infracom?
The TRICOM, di ba?
The TRICOM is the Infracom, di ba? It's
The
public
Infracom,
accounts and
yes.
public works and
For example, di ba, Congressman Toby had to go to the Senate to show what he
that
knew.
was unusual.
Unusual, di ba? And he tried to do that sa House. Pero pinigilan siya. So I think the House TRICOM has lost its credibility to go after this the issue, itong scandal na pinag-uusapan natin. So the Senate is medyo mas ano pa siya, medyo mas open and doon pumunta si Toby and he showed what he knew about the 2025 budget and previous budget. And so yun yung ano natin, yun yung we're taking off from that.
That's why the speaker was saying if it was only left up to him, he would just dissolve the infracom or stop the hearing and pass it on to the ICI.
Yes, he can do that, no? Kasi parang how do we investigate ourselves kung kami mismo ang nagiging suspect? Or probably change the chairman of the committees. And then,
You're talking about Terry Ridon.
Yes, and put somebody that may be more independent.
Those are pretty strong words. You said the cover up doon sa committee.
Well, kitang-kita naman eh, di ba? People, Toby tried to present his information on what he knew, and di ba, we tried to call Zaldico, but tried to call Benji Magalong, Mayor Benji, and it did not happen.
Terry Ridon was known to be a progressive congressman from way back. Nung
I agree.
siya nasa kabataan
I agree.
party list, I remember right. Ano pa yun Makabayan Block pa yun dati.
Exactly.
Until now.
But he is now a party list that was majority elected from Bacolod. Diba? So, and Zaldico is coming from Bacolod. Ako, Bacolod is coming from that part of the town.
Okay, some very good points there that you pointed out. But at the same time, yes, Zaldico is the biggest problematic face that we have. But is he the only face? I mean, maliban kay Zaldico tsaka kay Speaker Romualdez, you're talking about what, 317 congressmen, almost all of them scot-free.
Siyempre, it's not just going to be him. There are others that are being mentioned involved, right? The speakers, former speaker, has actually been mentioned.
Former speaker, yeah.
Right, diba? And then a few others. And so that's the reason why it's very crucial that Zaldico is brought back here para we can find out sino-sino pa ba ang mga involved dito. But I heard from the Independent Commission, no? They have been interviewing, they've been asking those that have, kumbaga, started telling all. No? Kasi ngayon, medyo you can feel the heat, especially for those DPWH officials. Marami na naglalabasan. And I think the Senate earlier, the hearings sa the Blue Ribbon, may mga nagte-testify na binabaliktad na yung dati nilang mga testimonies.
Si Alcantara, biglang kumanta eh.
Bilang kumanta na yan, and so more will come. And I heard that the Independent Commission has probably now investigating a couple of mga congressmen and legislators. Hindi lang to, I think, 2, 3. I heard it goes as high as 60.
But my question is more of this. I know Zaldico is instrumental in a lot of things, but he's far and away in Neverland. We don't even know when we can get him back. Not unless you file a case and then he can be extradited. But until then, can't we ask the other legislators who probably have something to do with this as well? Kasi imposible naman na si Zaldi and si former speaker lang. I mean, that was my point rin. Parang a massive chamber, 317 right now. I suppose we can't just say na silang dalawa lang nakakaalam. There were other legislators who probably had their fingers as well. I won't say in the pipe, fingers as well on the ledger.
Well, that's the job of the Independent Commission. They will be tasked to invite and investigate all legislators that are probably involved in this scandal, in this corruption issue. And I heard, even I saw it just on social media, that even the president is willing to testify of what he knows sa Independent Commission. So it just shows that this Independent Commission will be the agency or the institution that can properly investigate everyone, irrespective whether you're an elected officials or not.
Okay, bubukod ako ng konti. We've been talking about Congress for a while. Bubukod ako ng konti, and let me ask you your opinion about this. The President has, since the SONA, the President said, mahiya naman kayo, and people palakpakan mga taong bayan, palakpakan din ng Kongreso.
Yun na nga eh. Well, ako pumalakpak, tumayo rin ako, but I've not been a congressman for the past 6 years.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm not part of this administration.
What did you think of that? Nung sabi ng Pangulo, mahiya naman kayo at nagpalakpakan yung mga katabi mo? at nagtayo ang iba.
Well, yun na nga di ba? Maraming plastic sa amin di ba? And you can see that some of the kahit na naman sa mga hearing natin, di ba? You can see how they nagagalit sila, they show this as if they were for the people, but people see that it's not the case, di ba? You have testimonies coming from DPWH, mga contractors, that ito na, parang ito yung open secret na, alam na ng tao to In fact, buo na yung kwento The narrative, as far as the people are concerned, is already done. It's already parang finished, no? It's just a matter of the prosecution that everybody's been expecting. So dalawang hinahanap na ng taong bayan. It's not just to prosecute, but also to return some of those ill-gotten wealth.
Yeah. We'll get there. Pero what I meant to ask was this, when the President said na mahiya naman kayo, his critics pointed out na parang, bakit yung Pangulo biglang dumistansya at nagsabi, kayo mahiya? Bakit hindi ba siya kasama dapat doon? Kasi he is, sa kanya galing po yung NEP. And I know it's Congress that put together or scrutinized the budget and then wrote it, finalized the budget. But in the end, he has a supermajority in Congress. So can he escape, for example, accountability as far as how you influence your people in the legislature?
Yeah. You know, when you're talking about, let's say you come from a corporation, right? You may be on top of everything, but you don't know all the details coming out. Diba? That's why you have mga finance department, you have all of these people underneath you supposedly doing what they're supposed to do. So the president is similar, diba? He may not have all the information of what is happening on the ground. And as you can see, diba, kahit nasa DPWH lang, Secretary Manny Bonoan saying na hindi namin alam diba? We don't have the network, the system to be able to double check that. Pero ang tanong niya is bakit niya ginawa? 'Di ba? Kung alam niya, kung part siya, kung talagang involved siya, why do it that way? Bakit siya mismo ang nagsabi during sa SONA where everybody was saying mahiya naman kayo? Bakit pinuntahan pa niya yung Bulacan to show a ghost project? Bakit pumunta siya sa Baguio? Personally seeing all of these projects kung kasama. Kasi it doesn't make sense, di ba? Kung involved ka, kasama ka, hindi mo gagawin yan You would have done it another way.
I get you naman, sir. I think the question naman is not so much whether or not the president had his finger in the pie as well and was making money out of it, but more of whether he has accountability with regard to how he manages the people who are in his supermajority. Kasi in the end, it is a supermajority.
Yes, pero as you can also see, di ba? Sabi naman yan na walang sasantuhin, di ba? Whether kaibigan, kamag-anak, kalyado, di ba? The investigation will push through and then prosecute. And I have heard him also several times. Diba? For him, for the whole system to be properly implemented, you have to use technology. And he has signed a law saying that we have to put this data, information, everything that's happening all the way down through a modern system that is easily verifiable.
You're proposing blockchains.
I propose a blockchain because that is the technology now that allows you not to tamper it.
I had to look it up kasi hindi ako pamilya sa blockchain.
Parang online ledger yan that everybody sees it.
For the benefit of the viewers who probably, like me, do not know blockchain, alam ko lang kasi kadena it's a digital ledger recording where transactions are as you have more participants, they each have a copy. So
that's right. It's harder to manipulate.
Diba? Kasi you'll have to manipulate everybody.
Katulad nito, di ba? Parang if you mention about this small committee, every time it comes up, this small committee of 4, and then you find out that the small committee of 4 gagawa pa ng smaller committee of 1 or 2. Right? So ito parang nangyayari is napapabayaan ang desisyon kung anong budget o anong resources ang i-allocate sa mga project by these two people. And that's very dangerous.
It's opaque. It's very opaque.
Yeah, so kaya nga I propose this blockchain technology para hindi lang sila ang may alam kung anong ginawa nila.
And manipulation is not going to be easy because you have to manipulate everybody down the chain.
Well,
Even if that's possible.
well, ang nangyayari kasi sa atin ngayon is because after that they say, oh, ito na yung budget, parang people just took it for granted. Diba? Yan na yung pinagkasunduan ng lahat.
Okay. Sir, atas ako ng konti, kasi you were congressman from 2010 to 2019.
Yes.
So you had 3 terms. You had 3 full terms before you took a break. I remember kasi it was a pork barrel scam of 2012 or 2013. We had this massive rally in the Luneta and everybody took part in it. And everybody was so proud na we all railed against the pork barrel system and we changed the pork barrel system. It was rendered unconstitutional. So wala nang pork barrel. But in the end, ang pork barrel na 70 million and 200 million for congressmen and senators, napalitan ng bilyon-bilyones na wala ng limit.
Well, kayo.
With allocations, yeah. I'm wondering how the transition day. Hindi ko lang alam kung if you saw it happening while you were there or if it was much later. Pero how did it happen that way na from the victory against the pork barrel, we ended up with from the tens and 20s and 200s of the millions of the pork barrel. Now we have trillions in allocations.
So ang nangyayari noon was I think the Supreme Court decided that there will be no post-intervention by legislators. Okay, so kasi dati nilalamsam nila yan. And then they started finding other ways, no? And as you've said, no, parang naging billion na because naka-intact na sa mga projects. And ang malalaking project nasa DPWH, malalaking infrastructure project nasa kanila. So doon na sila nag-focus. I mean, I guess those who want to take advantage of the situation, kung paano nila gagatasan, so to speak, ang mga projects ng government. And if you look at the history, diba, I was not a congressman then, but during the previous administration, it was rock netting. Ito yung mga juicy projects na talagang
yung mga bakal na net.
Yung bakal na nalalagay dun sa mga slope protection, di ba? And these projects are actually high margins and malalaking amounts na linalagay sa kanila, di ba? And then after rock netting, it became flood control. So hindi natin alam kung ano baging next mutation itong systemic plunder of our resources. But again, as I've said, no, this can only be eliminated if we become transparent of all of the resources or appropriation that government will do.
Speaking of transparency, you mentioned the small committees, and of course we will also have to talk about the BICAM. The small committees, how far does that go? How far back does that go? Kasi when I was covering Congress in the 1990s, wala pang small committees no eh. Parang dati pagkatapos mapasa ng second reading tapos third reading, parang ano lang ministerial na yung third reading eh. Pagdating sa BICAM, wala na halos reconciliation na lang ng conflicting versions. Now it's not reconciliation anymore of conflicting versions. Now you basically have rewriting of
budget. Nangyari yan, I think, previously, my understanding na previous administration, hindi naman ganun kasi kalaki ang ginagalaw. Right? So the NEP still stays, parang nakikilala mo pa siya, di ba? Kung sino yung NEP na yan. I think itong previous administration, this current administration, which was the 2025 budget, which I think the president also said that, was angry and vetoed some of the projects.
26 billion.
Kasi lumobo na yung yung amount na pinagpalit nila.
From 800 billion for DPWH, naging 1.1 trillion.
Hindi lang yan. Because if you look at it, yung mga ginagalaw lang, nasa mga before, previous administration, is about 200 to 250 billion. Yeah. Itong last 2025, almost 600 billion ang ginalaw. So as you can see, it is too far, it is too different from yung NEP na sinubmit.
But do we know when this system started? Itong I don't know if you'd call it, you don't know if you'd even call it a system pero this practice started na yung BICAM has become its own monster, if you'd call it that.
Well, yes, but you have to understand kasi lahat ng mga public officials, lahat ng mga congressmen, mga senators, they have to build constituency.
Yeah.
And for a congressman to be able to claim performance, they have to say, ito yung nagawa ko.
project ka.
Ito yung nadala ko dito. Ito yung tinayo ko. And that's normal. I mean,
Hindi naman bawal ang insertion actually, but insertions per se, they're not necessarily irregular. They're not necessarily illegal.
Yes. So ang nangyayari sa insertions kasi is after the NEP is submitted, may mga ibang items doon na binabawasan tapos nililipat kung saan nila gusto. Okay, so that's technically when you say insertion, technically it is
You're
rearranging.
You're shifting things around.
Yeah, you're rearranging the national budget. And so it's you cannot blame congressman to lobby for more projects to go to your district, di ba? Ang talagang masamang nangyayari ngayon is hindi na linalabi para sa district. Naglalabi na lang sila para mas malaking komisyon na makuha nila. And I talked to Kong Toby, and then there was some people, some congressman that he knows about na yung distrito nila, okay, hindi naman nilalagay yung project na nilabi nila. Nilagay sa mga ibang lugar. So, yun ang parang questionable, di ba? Bakit mo hindi ilalagay sa distrito mo if you're after
Your constituency's welfare.
Welfare constituency? Kung ilalagay mo sa iba yun, ibig sabihin,
May tongpat ka.
ganun lang ang habol mo.
Pero nga sir, but I know you were just re-elected in 2025 after 6-year hiatus from Congress. I'm wondering lang kung kailan nagsimula itong small committee and
Matagal na yan no? Matagal na yan. Kasi ang nangyayari ngayon, di ba, if you look at the 300 plus congressmen, okay, all of them will lobby. No? Lagay dito, lagay dito, lagay dito. Sino na magdi-decide nun? Di ba? Hindi naman parang toss coin yan. Sige, ito na lang. Kung sino ang manalo sa raffle, yun natin ilalagay. So, ang nag-collate noon at eventually will decide is this small committee, which Congress actually authorizes.
Yes, sir. Pero sir, ideally, the small committee would be making insertions before the passage into third reading.
Which is
diba?
irregular. That's exactly what Kong Toby and I have been asking. Bakit ipapasa na sa plenary, tapos
Meron pang
pwede pang galawin ng small committee.
Hindi na final reading yun.
Hindi dapat yun, di ba? Kasi parang sinabi ng plenary, should have the final say, the final approval. Pero ang sabi naman nila, yung plenary mismo nagsabi naman na bahala na si small committee gumawa. So that practice is what is being avoided ngayon. I think we are now looking at open amendments. No? And then pag napas na sa second reading, sa plenary, yun na yun.
Ito, yung sabi ni Congresswoman Swansing, she wants a small committee scrapped. Would you agree with that? Number two, instead, form subcommittees to make amendments within the hearing, within the
Plenary hearings.
Within the plenary hearings. In other words, bago mag third and final reading.
Tama. So that is the proper process. And so babalik ngayon doon.
Parang somewhere along the way, we got lost.
Yan nga. Kahit na 'di ba yung sa mga DPWH projects, dati may mga LGU acceptance yan. So yan, tas nawawala. I think, it's about time then. Ng mga tao sinabi na sobra na talaga. They've been parang may impunity na. They don't care anymore. Alam mo yung mga ghost project, napakadaling i-validate
Yeah.
Di ba? And if you
Sisilip
look
ka
at
lang sa bintana kung nandiyan yung proyekto.
Oo, di ba? Tapos, merong sistema ang DPWH na geotagging. Di ba? You have to send a picture of the finished project. Pero hindi na rin ginagawa So, talaga.
Actually, sir, what's amazing about it is impunity. It's the sense of impunity. Parang I can get away with it.
Parang wala nang takot. Kaya nga itong nangyayari nito, the people are now demanding accountability. And if we do not go all out in this, di ba? Mangyayari ulit ito. Di ba? It has to teach a lesson sa everyone that if you do this, ganito talaga ang mangyayari. And dapat hindi lang yung mga contractor at DPWH, pati mga public officials that are accountable.
Okay. Before I shift gears into another topic, let me ask you, in a continuation of this, what do you think of the September 21 rally against corruption flood control projects? Do you think it was successful? And number two, what do you see of what happened in Menjola and in Ayala Boulevard, the violence that occurred there?
Yes. Yung September 21, I think it was very successful because it articulated the sentiments of the public. No? Nationwide, hindi lang I think sa Luneta, sa EDSA, there were rallies everywhere in Bacolod. Nagkaroon din ng rally. And it just shows how frustrated people are. Right? And it's a clear sign that people are fed up. Diba? Gusto nila may mangyari na. Gusto nila may makulong, gusto nilang makabawi malang, at gusto nilang palitan itong systemic plunder of our resources. Yung sa Menjola, I think is more...
Any point of concern there with what happened in Menjola?
What Secretary John Vic was saying, these are people who actually have parang wants to destabilize government. Ano na yun? Iba na yung gusto nila. Remember, the September 21 was supposed to be a peaceful rally, and it was supposed to show what people are feeling ngayon. Diba? It has nothing to do. In fact, some people are saying na hindi naman parang hingin na palitan ng gobyerno and all those things. It was just to show the sentiments of the people that galit na sila. Diba? So yung mga ibang group na yun, I think had different interests.
What do you think is going to happen?
There will be accountable persons to be filed in court. There will be cases filed in court. I'm almost sure that there will be cases filed for contractors, the DPWH officials, and a few legislators. So that has to happen.
Sabi ng Pangulo, mahiya naman kayo at nagpalakpakan yung mga katabi mo at nagtayuan yung iba.
Well, yun na nga di ba? Maraming plastic sa amin
Muntik na kayo maging speaker.
Ano yan? It is a collegiate decision.
In 2012, we were also happy, we were also proud, and we were also optimistic. And then, pork barrel got scrapped. Tapos parang we ended up with another problem altogether na may nahanap na bagong butas. How do we address that kind of problem na you plug a hole, another one comes up, and sometimes it's bigger than the previous one? What do we do about it? How do we go about it?
Yeah, yun na nga, di ba? Transparency is the key. Okay? Because once it's transparent, it's less room for corruption to happen. Kasi nakikita ng tao di ba? So, hindi basta-basta nila makukunan, hindi basta-basta nila makukupitan because people are now watching. And so, how do we now make it as transparent as possible? And as we discussed earlier, di ba? We should focus on using technology to be able to bring the transparency that we're looking for.
You talked about blockchain kanina. It's still a concept to me that's a bit nebulous, at least to me. How, for example, how do you use blockchain in something like this, something like the budget?
Okay, we go first with putting it in the digital platform. Diba? Remember kung Toby asked the committee on APRO, can I have a copy of the small committee report? Right? Because pinag-uusapan yan, dapat may report yan, inalagay sa archives. Ang sabi nila, wala daw. Okay, tingnan mo na lang, is a difference between NEP and GAB1. Yung ginalaw nila. So, yung pinasa sa Senate, yun na yun yung ano.
Yun ang result na lang.
Yun na yung small committee report. It takes what? There's 7,000 pages. How many books of budget report and allocation that you have to go through one by one. Talagang aabutin ka ng siyam-siyam. But ang tanong nga, why not a soft copy? Right? That is on the digital platform. Doon na lang makikita na natin. It's easy to extract, it's easy to find, it's easy to
You can manipulate.
identify.
Manipulate is the wrong word. Pero you can, parang Excel file You can...
You can see it already. Mas madali na. May search engine. You can now cluster itong mga project na to. Diba? It's easier to audit and review. So, once it's there, tingnan na lang natin kung saan ang mga changes na nangyayari. From the NEP or even from the department mismo. Galing department, papuntang NEP, papuntang GAB1, GAB2, and then GAA. Lahat yan can be put on a blockchain. So, nakikita natin yung galawan from day one. Bago nga lumabas sa NEP, pwede na nga natin lagyan ng parang code yun. Itong code, ito yung mga ganon. Kasi minsan nagkakaroon din ng double allocation. Yung Ghost project dati, lalagyan ngayon, last year, lalagyan ngayon this year, para hindi na makita, matatakpan na kasi. Di ba? And then people cannot see it because the system, we have AI now, the system does not allow it to flag those kind of projects. But then, we are already in this age and time, may mga AI na tayo that can easily identify those that are double, those that have been funded before. So, nandun na tayo but we're not.
Okay, sir. But let me ask you this. Out of the 317 congressmen there, how many would understand what you're talking about?
Well,
Wouldn't that be a challenge?
The congressman from the 3rd District of Negros Occidental, which is not me, okay, filed a bill already to put the budget's blockchain. So he did file that, and that's something that would be the step in the right direction.
I understand. But you get what I mean, that it's also a challenge to get people to learn new technology.
Well, sa mga millennials ngayon, I think napakadali na nila maintindihan yan. Siguro sa atin na medyo ano pa tayo, medyo old school. But it's a common technology. It's not something that
it's not really Greek.
Yes, in other words. So, yun na yun. But it's there. I mean, it's something that can be used. And that's the only way we can go forward in this. Because the more eyes we have on the budget, on the resources being spent, the better it will be. Parang nga, di ba, the president, when the president asked, we need the help of the people to extract information on this corruption issue. Di ba yung isumbong sa Pangulo, most of the information that led to the discovery of Ghost and Substandard project came from there.
It's making accountability interactive.
Yes, in a sense. Yes. So in other words, the people themselves, okay, can do their part in making sure that those that are accountable are brought to justice.
Okay, sir, cambio naman ako. Muntik na ako kayo maging speaker.
Ano yan? It is a collegiate decision that requires, of course, kung ano yung mga nagugustuhan ng mga colleagues ko.
But do you mind talking about it? What happened along the way? Kasi, well, of course, there were many names also mentioned. There was also Toby Tiangco, there was also Duke Frasco, and of course, there was you. You were part of this, I don't know if you'd say part of it, but you were part of this group of independents who were supportive of the president but not supportive of his cousin.
Yes.
And that was, I suppose, also a major risk on your part.
Yes. I guess that's where it's coming from. No? Kasi since hindi kami nag-support, nag-abstain kami sa election ni former Speaker Martin Romualdez, they thought, sige, they will be running for Speaker, kakalabanin, etc. And we were just airing a sentiment that we felt that should have been addressed. No? And we were very happy when the President mentioned these things, no, sa sona niya, na mahiya naman kayo, yung famous speech niya. That really what we were looking for, right? So in the course of all of this, alam mo man, it's really a collegiate body that makes a decision, and unchallenged, of course, of the Speaker Boji D. he's coming from the majority. He's not coming from the independent who stood up against the former speaker. Well, he has to prove himself. And the speech he gave, the acceptance speech that he gave, was very reassuring. Diba? Sinabi niya, hindi magiging walang cover up,
Yeah.
hindi tatakpan yung mga guilty, and then he will go after them, etc. So, yun, nandun tayo ngayon, di ba? That is where we're waiting. Ano pa yung mga gagawin niya aligned with what he said during his election of speakership.
But there were also some people who were raising concerns na, see, the speaker has been actually in Congress for several terms already, and he's mostly been under the radar. Not for any fault of his own. I mean, of course, some people just work quietly. That's a given naman. But at the same time, if you're also under the radar, there's also a question of how much command you have over the rest of the chamber, where you have, in the Senate, you have 24 independent republics. In Congress, you have 317, I don't know, autonomous kingdoms. How do you manage that if you haven't been that prominent politically?
Well,
Would that be difficult?
I think sa lower house naman, people follow the leadership. No? So there is a consensus already. He was voted by 250 plus, no? Almost the same number
As a speaker,
as
the
the
former speaker.
So that is already a sizable mandate to begin with. And something nice is what he said during his election. And people would hold on to that. So let's see. Let's give him a chance, because he's so far doing the right things. He canceled the travel authority of Congressman Saldico, and he's been meeting people. Wala pang 1 week, di ba? So let's give him the chance to perform what he has to do.
On the other hand, he has made a declaration that I emphasize the word may not sit well with some congressmen. Sabi ni Speaker, kung siya lang, lalabas yung salin niya. I don't know how controversial that is with all the other congressmen.
But that should be now the standard, because we are all suspects. We cannot bring back the trust of the people kung meron pa rin tayong tinatago. Diba? When you enter public office, it's a public trust. So let all of those details, lahat ng mga maliliit na yan, should not be held back, okay, to show and to regain public trust. Kung ako, that's fine. Diba? Let that be a model now for everybody to follow. Kasi the more that we start keeping things from the public, as I said, diba, the way to eradicate corruption is really transparency. The more that people will distrust public officials. Ang sama na ng pangalan ng Congress ngayon. Di ba?
So you're for releasing the silence to the public?
Yes. In fact, akala ko ever since it was open, because every time they talk...
Not in a long time.
But that's the reason why they know the net worth of mga congressmen, because it was made public.
Well, sir, what happened in the past, I think in past decades was a summary released by the House leadership. 10 richest congressmen or 10 poorest congressmen. Yun ang ginagawa dati ng Congress.
Yeah, that's what I see, di ba? So,
but even that stopped.
I just saw one. I just saw one.
Released by the leadership of the House, or
parang ganon, di ba? I'm not sure if I just saw it on social media, di ba? Na nakikita mo yung mga net worth ng mga congressmen.
Let me look at it. Kasi sir, we haven't seen that in a while. Even that stopped after then Ombudsman Martires released the Memorandum Circular number 1 of 2019 or 2020, where he imposed new regulations on the release of silence.
So, we are now under fire. Lahat na ngayon, di ba? Pag contractor ka, DPWH ka, in fact, Secretary Vince Dizon even wrote a memo saying, you're not obligated to wear your uniform. Kasi
dahil baka
kuyugin ka ng mga even House of Representatives, may mga staff na talagang minamab pag nakita may sticker ng So that is really a bad sign. And we have to regain the trust, and any information or anything that will look like we're hiding things.
But that might make you unpopular among your colleagues. If you
Well,
push that.
they just have to make sure that, when they enter public office, they have to be prepared to be transparent.
Actually, sir, there are actual laws on the release of the
Oh,
salary.
then more so, di ba? So, in fact,
6713, for
there might
example.
be a political shift after this, di ba? Parang nung COVID, lahat ng mga LGU, mga mayors, mga governors that did not perform during COVID had their days next election in 2022. So maraming mga entrenched, nakala mo talagang hindi matatalo, natalo during that time. So this is also similar. Ang mangyayari dito, those that have doubts from the public's mind will really have a day of reckoning sa 2028.
May pabol nga pala ako, sir. I forgot to ask this kanina eh. Yun nga, nung July 28, dun sa election ni Speaker, you abstained. That was notable. But 7 of your colleagues from Negros Occidental voted for Speaker, including Javi.
Yes.
What happened there? Why? Not that you have to explain his position, but for people are curious why magkaiba kayo ng position.
Yung mga ibang congressmen from my area, of course they have their reasons. It's better to ask them. Si Kong Javi naman, I assume because he's been very close with Kong Sandro, and they're really buddies, and so I think that would be one of the reasons why it tipped over. Pero they had another manifesto. They asked again all the congressmen from NIR to sign again the support for former Speaker Martin Romualdez. And Kong Javi did not sign that anymore. So, as you can see, it was probably just a personal reason at that time. But right after that, he declined signing the manifesto.
Would he have voted for you if you ran for Speaker?
You have to ask him. Di ba? Hindi ko masasagot yun.
Okay. Sige, sir. Okay. Cambio naman ako. May iba naman tayo ng konti at hindi masyadong controversial. You have a bill that you plan to file dividing Bacolod into 2 districts. Why is that? The population has gotten too big?
Yes. Qualified na Bacolod ever since. I think even last election, it already qualified for redistricting. So, every time you have more representation, you have a better chance of bringing more resources to your district.
Yeah. Ideally.
So it's as simple as that.
Okay. But see, your son now is a congressman of
Third district of Negros Occidental.
Oo. Okay nga,
That used to be my
Sorry,
district.
I got confused there.
Kaya minsan nga, pag may mga regalong na pinapadala sa mga ibang tao, nagpapasalamat sa akin. Ay, wala man akong pinadala. Yung pala, galing sa kanya.
Okay, sir. Sige. Pardon me for my mistake there. Ibang issue naman. This big issue that's going to come up by February next year. Impeachment of Sa Duterte. At least a possibility of the filing of the impeachment complaint against Sa Duterte. What do you think are the chances there?
Well, impeachment is a process to bring again accountability, di ba? It should not look like a political move, okay, for political interest. It has to be based on accountability. Now, I am not too familiar with the case of impeachment against you're talking about the Vice President.
The Vice President, yeah.
I'm not too familiar with that, but if it shows that there are some questions regarding her accountability, then the process should proceed. Okay, but if it becomes like a political move, just to use it as a tool, then I don't think it will fly.
But you used to be with PDP Laban. Would that put you in a bind or in a
Hindi naman.
conflicting, pero more
Hindi naman.
would that put you in an awkward situation?
Hindi naman. That's the reason why I went independent, because I don't really believe in the ideologies of the political parties. Diba? May mga sinasabi sila, but in practice, it's not being done. It's really an alignment of political forces. And the stand of the party is muddled. Hindi mo na nakikita kung anong talagang stand ng party. It's either administration or the administration, or if not, I think there's a big donor,
Well, the
a patron that handles the political
The
party.
ideologies seem to have evolved into personalities more than ideologies. Eh.
Well, exactly. So I really don't stand on the being with personalities, because it has already a notion that, oh, diba, you're protecting something. So that's the reason I was also independent prior to Duterte's 2019, right? 2016. Sorry.
2016.
2016, I was independent. I came from liberal and I said, independent na ako. Diba? And then what happens kasi after election, they try to convince me to join the administration party. Ako naman, you know, with looking at a new frontier and may mga pwedeng gawin, then I usually join. So from
Yes, sir.
liberal to PDP, but after it,
Yeah, I was looking at your political history. Eh. Nag-Liberal Party nga kayo eh, before you went to PDP in 2015, just
right.
before the election year.
but I became independent in 2016. So in other words, I left the Liberal Party at the end of 2016.
But that's also a perpetual, I don't know if you'd call it a problem, but I think of it as a problem, a perpetual problem of a lot of politicians, that people keep jumping from party to party depending on who's in power. So you don't really have, wala ka naman talagang parang buka walang panindigan.
What do you stand for?
Yeah.
Yun yung question parati, di ba? So with what we have right now, the political parties are all personality based. Parang people are modeled that. Where do you stand? Ano ba talagang tinatayo mo? And I think that's one of those things that needs to be changed.
Okay, sir, we're almost out of time. I'd want to circle back to where we're headed now after this very, very controversial, very, very painful chapter in our political history. What do you expect to happen? I know that sounds so marvelously big, pero I wonder how you look at the next few months or the next. I shouldn't even say next few years. The next few months for this country. What do you think is going to happen?
There will be accountable persons to be filed in court. There will be cases filed in court. I'm almost sure that there will be cases filed for contractors, the DPWH officials, and a few legislators. So that has to happen.
You're talking about what should happen.
Yes, but I also know that they're building a case already, and anytime soon, cases will be filed.
But sir, you're talking about what should happen. I'm also asking, but that's a good point. But I'm also asking,
But it's not
what do you
in
think will happen?
my authority to do that, diba? So I understand also that I was told that they're in the process now of filing the case. So it's going to happen based on what they tell me, you know. And as I've said, it also has to happen, and it has to be everybody that is part of this corruption.
Yeah. Okay, without going into names yet, because yung iba hindi pa na-file, except for the DPWH people. Pero a lot of the names that have cropped up, for example, this morning, have cropped up. In fact, some of them had been to jail already.
Yes, I think.
But we keep on going around the same cycle.
Well,
how will things change, if they ever will?
well, we have to just accept the system that we have right now. So it will be filed in court. The court will now have to do their own thing and make sure that they are brought to justice. Now, what justice is something that we'll wait and see what will happen. But as you've said, they've been in jail and they've been out in jail, etc. Tapos ito na naman. So parang ulit na lang to. Parang naglolokohan na lang ba tayo?
Parang pork barrel din naman eh.
Oh.
Sabagay, pork barrel, bumalik naman in a
Bumalik
different,
na,
in a different version.
So then maybe we need if you feel if we feel that it's going to be just a cycle of repeating itself and walang talagang justice na nangyayari, then maybe we need to rewrite some of our laws to make it more stringent in penalizing those who did wrong.
I'm not putting forward any proposal. I'm just pointing out na parang, we're looking at some of the same people and some of the same issues.
Well, we also have to understand that these people are re-elected, di ba? It also, I think, incumbent on the voters or the electorate to vote wisely. Di ba? We always keep saying that, but
we always keep saying that. Every 3 years, every 3 years.
And then pag nandyan, magagalit tayo. Di ba? I guess changes also has to happen within ourselves as citizens of this country, right? And if we can't understand that, then we will be having this kind of situation over and over again.
We'll keep having this kind of conversation.
Di ba?
And these kinds
Pabalik-balik
of
na lang,
hearings.
di ba? But I think this time medyo namulat na ang tao. They have seen the danger of what will happen if they don't vote wisely. And actually I'm happy because buong bayan ngayon talagang nakatutok dito eh. Ito na yung parang pinaka prime time na teleserye or
Actually, everybody has an opinion now eh.
TV series na pinapanood ng lahat. And it affects everybody. Kasi most of the electorate, sasabihin lang nila, wala man akong dyan eh.
Wala akong taya.
Nothing will happen to me. Ganun pa rin. Kung anong hirap ko, ganun pa rin ang mangyayari dyan. Whether si politician A or politician B. Di ba? Pero ngayon, nakikita nila, tatamaan kayo eh. Di ba? This as taxes that could have helped you pay your hospital bills, pay your funeral parlors. And hindi na to parang sila lang to. Lahat na tayo. So this will probably trigger, a new a mindset in how voters elect their officials.
Okay. Optimism from Congressman Alvi Benitez. Maraming salamat, sir, for today. Thank you. Po.
Minute Maid Nutri Plus. Help boost your immunity with 200% vitamin C together with proper diet and exercise. Minute Maid Nutri Plus. Help boost your immunity with 200% vitamin C together with proper diet and exercise.
Matatapos na ang taon, wala pa ring ipon.
Ho, ho, ho! Mary and El Yunario! Pwede kang maging milyonaryo ngayong Pasko! Mag-transact lang sa M. Lulier from October 5 to December 31, 2025! Punta na sa M. Lulier para Christmas ay merrier! Grand draw for Mary M. El Yunario promo is on January 8, 2026. Per DTI Fair Trade Permit number FTEB 238749 series of 2025.
Ready na ba sumakay?
Sa Tugo Travel, pinasadya gid ang biyahe mo. Libre na ang 50 kilos nga bagahe. May libre pa gid kapag kaon sa tibok biyahe. Komportable kag malapad ang mga cabins. May legroom pa. Daw nagbakasyon ka bisag nagabiyahe ka pa lang. Magdamos ang mga aktibidad sa barko pamalipay ang tanan. Mas barato pa kung grupo ka mo nga magbiyahe. Upod ang pamilya o kon barkada.
Sulit, saya, sa Tugo.
I-download ang Tugo app o kung kadto sa pinakamalapit nga Tugo store o kung travel agent.
Safe, sulit, saya, sakay na sa Tugo.
Matatapos na ang taon, wala pa ring ipon.
Ho, ho, ho! Mary and El Yunario! Pwede kang maging milyonaryo ngayong Pasko. Mag-transact lang sa M. Lulier from October 5 to December 31, 2025. Punta na sa M. Lulier para Christmas ay merrier. Grand draw for Merry M. Milyonaryo promo is on January 8, 2026. Per DTI Fair Trade Permit number FTEB 238749 series of 2025.
Minute Maid Nutri Plus. Help boost your immunity with 200% vitamin C together with proper diet and exercise. Minute Maid Nutri Plus. Help boost your immunity with 200% vitamin C together with proper diet and exercise.
Matatapos na ang taon, wala pa ring ipon.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry and Milyonaryo! Pwede kang maging milyonaryo ngayong Pasko! Mag-transact lang sa M. Lulier from October 5 to December 31, 2025. Punta na sa M. Lulier para Christmas ay merrier. Grand draw for Merry M. Milyonaryo promo is on January 8, 2026. Per DTI Fair Trade Permit number FTEB 238749 series of 2025.
Minute Maid Nutri Plus. Help boost your immunity with 200% vitamin C together with proper diet and exercise. Minute Maid Nutri Plus. Help boost your immunity with 200% vitamin C together with proper diet and exercise.
The majority.
Matatapos na ang taon, wala pa ring ipon.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry and Milyonaryo! Pwede kang maging milyonaryo ngayong Pasko! Mag-transact lang sa M. Lulier from October 5 to December 31, 2025. Punta na sa M. Lulier para Christmas ay merrier. Grand draw for Merry M. Milyonaryo promo is on January 8, 2026. Per DTI Fair Trade Permit number FTEB 238749 series of 2025.
Minute Maid Nutri Plus. Help boost your immunity with 200% vitamin C together with proper diet and exercise. Minute Maid Nutri Plus. Help boost your immunity with 200% vitamin C together with proper diet and exercise.
Matatapos na ang taon, wala pa ring ipon.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry and Milyonaryo! Pwede kang maging milyonaryo ngayong Pasko! Mag-transact lang sa M. Lulier from October 5 to December 31, 2025. Punta na sa M. Lulier para Christmas ay merrier. Grand draw for Merry M. Milyonaryo promo is on January 8, 2026. Per DTI Fair Trade Permit number FTEB 238749 series of 2025.
DYKB Radio Ini si Ronda Art Mixdon, nagaagda sa inyo tanan na magpamati sa Radyo Ronda Puwersa. Pagsa kasabado, alas 10 ang takna sa aga, kag Domingo ngadlaw, alas 8 ang takna sa aga. Diri lamang sa RPN DYKB 1404 kHz ang Radyo Ronda sang Bacolod.
Pulong sang kabuhi, programa ginasakdag kag ginapangamuyuan sa mga kauturan sang Hinigaran Fundamental Baptist Church sa Kinsian, Hinigaran. Kag mapamatian sa kahanginan alas 6 tubtob alas 6:15 sang aga, Sabado kag Domingo nga adlaw. Madamo gid nga salamat.
Kini si Ronda Hinsboy Sistina nagagdagid magpamati kada Domingo alas 6:30 tugtog alas 8 sa aga. Kapi-kapi sang Radyo Ronda. Kapi-kapi sang Radyo Ronda. Patan ini nga weekend program sang RPN DYKB ang Radyo Ronda sang Bacolod.
Matatapos na ang taon, wala pa ring ipon.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry and Milyonaryo! Pwede kang maging milyonaryo ngayong Pasko! Mag-transact lang sa M. Lulier from October 5 to December 31, 2025. Punta na sa M. Lulier para Christmas ay merrier. Grand draw for Merry M. Milyonaryo promo is on January 8, 2026. Per DTI Fair Trade Permit number FTEB 238749 series of 2025.